Welcome to Notification Squad, where we take the people behind ChannelFrederator, put them in front of the camera to read your comments. My name is Cade.
I'm Alyssa, and who's this?
Fred.
This is Fred.
Yeah, Fred.
Usually this is where we say, Fred, what do you do here at Frederator?
I am Frederator. I don't know what to say.
I know. It's a weird question, but every time we have someone who works at Frederator, we're saying, like, what's your day to day?
Yeah.
But I feel like
I spend all my time on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just trying to make sure that we don't get into too much trouble. I like to let you guys do what you do because you do it so great.
Well, let's hope we don't get in trouble with some of these comments that we have today. So this is a little different of an episode. We have Fred on, and we're going to be asking your questions directly to him.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Mostly from social media, which is great.
Uh-oh. I have 2 children.
Let's get all the broad ones out of the way, huh? First one comes in from Twitter, from 138 Veronica. She asks, so nervous, are you a hands-on or a hands-off type of boss regarding show business?
I do my best to be a hands-off boss. I learned a long time ago that everybody around me is smarter than me, knows more than me, and can work harder than I can. So my goal is to just bring in as many people as possible who know how to take care of themselves, and I get to go home.
Yeah, I think I can finally say that I can take care of myself.
Absolutely, you do it fantastically.
Hopefully gonna get there.
Well, you're in every morning,
That is true.
you work late,
That's
that's all awesome.
From Chalks at Chalk5 Toloy. What are your thoughts on young animators of the ages of 14-year-old to 18?
I think anybody who draws and wants to animate is awesome. And almost every one of the animators that we work with started when they were really young.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a good signal that they have a chance to get to where they want to get to, make the kind of cartoons that they feel like making. And honestly, we pay lots and lots of attention to the youngest people. The youngest cartoon that we've made, the youngest creator that we've had was 12 years old.
Wow.
And he's still working in the business 20 years later.
Wow.
So to me, that's awesome.
Wow.
It's like he grew up doing what he loves.
Yeah, he was certain, at 12 years old. We put him together with Butch Hartman, who really became his supervisor on his cartoon. It's called Terry and Chris, if anybody wants to look it up. And, to me, those are the people that are going to create the future. And we're always interested in the future at Frederator.
That's a great slogan.
I like it. Noelle Stellar says on Facebook, I have a question for Mr. Fred. Do we have anything new coming up for our ChannelFrederator Network members? Thanks.
Well, the biggest thing that we have is as much information as we can give you. We want you guys to be as successful as you want to be. And remember that every time you have any kind of question, just write to Cade.
Yes, you can write to me. It's totally fine. I will respond.
Now they know what you look like. So.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I guess another thing to say about that is our door is always open.
Absolutely.
We definitely want to hear from you. Any questions, concerns, ideas that you have, we're all ears.
Our feeling is if you have honored us with your membership, we want to honor you back with anything you need from us.
Yeah. This one's kind of a long one. It comes in from Reddit, from Jimmy Jr. G. His little icon is Catbug.
Love that.
It's multifaceted. There's a couple of different questions in here, but we're just going to dig into them. He says, it'd be nice to hear about whether any other new shows are coming soon from Frederator. So new shows from Frederator. Maybe we'll tackle that one first. Any new shows?
Yeah, well, we have new ones. We just announced Castlevania on Netflix. It's going to come out sometime this year. We just started production on a new show with Amazon called Costume Quest, also based on a video game from our friends at Double Fine up in San Francisco. That is probably a year or 18 months away. We literally just started.
Right.
Writers are writing, designers are designing, all that type of stuff. And we have a few shorts that we're doing in a partnership with Sony Pictures. Called Go Cartoons, which I think have a lot of exciting things from people, in this case, literally all around the world. And then a few other things up our sleeve.
Of course, yeah.
Talk about.
Yeah.
We always have stuff up our sleeves.
Absolutely. Well, the truth is that we always have new cartoons as soon as a new cartoonist walks in and says, I have a great idea. And so that is our life here, is we're always waiting. We don't come up with the ideas. We don't design those ideas. all the animators do. So we just wait until somebody shows up, and when we're excited, we're ready to go.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I like
cool.
that.
I like that too. This one's a bit of an odd one. Why was the Bee and Puppycat comic canceled and the soundtrack taken off of iTunes? I feel like that's like more of like a Nate question, maybe?
Yeah.
I think that the comic really became a matter of Natasha's time. She figured out that you can't do everything at once. And making comics is very labor intensive, and making cartoons is even more labor intensive. And it's such a personal project that she really needed to be involved in everything. Not all projects are like that. You know, the Bravest Warriors comics, for instance, Penn wasn't involved. He was making Adventure Time at the time. And a lot of great folks came in from Whom Comics to work on it. It worked out really nicely. In Bee and Puppycat's case, Natasha just needs to touch the whole thing.
Right.
And in terms of the soundtrack coming down, I don't know. Believe it or not, remember I told you that I try not to be involved, I let everybody do their own work.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I just don't know why the soundtrack was
Yeah, I feel like that was a Nate question. We should have asked it maybe last week if we had it. Speaking of Penn Ward, though, he also wants to know, is Penn Ward working on anything new with you guys?
He is, and that's all we can say.
There
Okay,
you go.
there you go.
There you go.
Where Adrian was like, oh. Everybody got excited for this.
Well, we get excited too. We love
Of
working
course.
with him.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Shulk.
He's a maniac. That's
Yes,
what it
Maniac. Which shorts of those WAC, Oh Yeah, and random cartoons are your favorite ones that didn't make it into a series?
Well, you know, I'm not going to tell you that I don't like any of my kids, right?
Yeah,
They're all
that's right.
awesome,
Yes.
right? I mean, every filmmaker that can make a film and finish a cartoon and have you look at it and think it's great, I mean, they're amazing. So I think every one of them had a chance to go into series. There is one really, really famous one from the original What a Cartoon that effectively was a prequel to one of the most famous series out there, which is a short called Larry and Steve, created by Seth MacFarlane,
Yes.
and eventually was essentially one of the prequels of Family Guy.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And so, like, you always throw out a number of like how many shorts that we've made. Frederator's made. How many is it?
250 over the years. It's unbelievable.
So many.
And every one of those films, like I said, you know, filmmakers are a rare breed. It looks easy from the outside to make that stuff, but anybody who has sat down and tried to make even a coherent 1-minute video knows that it's a lot harder than it seems. And now what you have to do is add in thousands of drawings into it, and they all have to be awesome.
I know.
That's a lot of work, you know. So my hat's off to every one of those filmmakers that we work with.
So much work.
Yeah.
So much work.
Yeah.
The guy named Ty on Twitter says, at Channel Fred, what is your favorite cartoon at the moment? And I feel like this question is for all of us. I, as everyone knows, am very excited about the DuckTales cartoon that's coming up. But I have been watching a little bit of Troll Hunters on Netflix, which is by our friends over at DreamWorks. I'm still rewatching Bob's Burgers and Futurama though, so can't get enough of those.
I'm into Steven Universe right now. I always miss it when it airs, but then I end up watching it on CartoonNetwork.com like the next day. So I'm trying to keep up.
What I'm most into is the next one.
The next
Whatever the next one is, like from one of our creators, like that's the one that's most exciting for me at any given moment.
The one that's in someone's brain right
Absolutely.
now, right?
I mean, that's what makes this exciting, you know. I had a boss one day that told me the most exciting thing in media is anticipation, right? And I realized that for me, that's, you know, what's the next song that comes up on the radio or on Pandora or something like that? What's the next show that comes up on the channel that I'm watching? And what's the next YouTube video that my feed like sends to me? So for us, you know, since we're busy making them and they take so long to make, whatever, you know, some great creator comes in with, like, that's the most amazing thing to me.
Awesome. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Very solid answer.
Once Upon a Time. That's their name. If you were a character, who would you be?
Well, you know, that goes back to my childhood. I want to be Bugs Bunny. Like, Bugs Bunny always had the right thing to say.
Yes.
And even when he was really annoying, people liked him.
That's
Right?
true.
That's as good as it gets. Because when I'm annoying, nobody likes me.
Oh man, I feel like I relate the most to Donald Duck because I do kind of have like a temper sometimes, but also like I feel like I'm also try to stay positive. Like I try to look on the bright side of things, and also I don't like wearing pants that much. So I really.
You didn't need to tell anybody.
I'm just saying that I relate to Donald Duck the most out of everyone. Yeah.
I mostly relate to. I can't even pick like a specific character, but like the character trope of like the quirky friend who's like friends with everybody. Like if there's any character like that. Yeah, Jughead. Definitely.
Have you been watching Riverdale?
I haven't, but I really want to.
Oh, it's
Man,
really good.
we're fans.
Yes.
That's great because I read a couple of like clunky reviews on it, and I was really looking forward to it because it looked like they had figured it out.
Yes, yeah.
Right, they had figured out how to make that whole team like new. So let me tell you a great inside little something on Frederator.
Okay.
So we make the Adventure Time short 10, 11, 12, whatever, however many years ago. And when we saw it, we knew it was magic, and we knew we wanted to make a series. So we sat down with Penn, and we said, so what do you think this series is? He said, well, I always thought it was like kind of Archie with Betty and Veronica. And right there, I knew that it wasn't just great, it was beyond great.
Yeah.
Anybody that could put together the Ice King, Finn, Jake, like with Archie and Betty and Veronica, Princess Bubblegum, Marcel, like, oh my God, he's more brilliant than we ever thought.
I like that.
That's great. Never thought about
that. Now that you think about it, it kind of is.
The land of Ooh is Riverdale.
Riverdale.
Yeah. Maybe not the current Riverdale, but
It's a little different. Next one comes in from Igoroji Zariga. Oh, here we go. Hey, my name is Josef from Nigeria.
Hey, Joseph. My son's name is Joseph. Good name.
Wish I read that sentence first. Love your channel and show. Please notice Me Senpai. Oh, so we have, I guess this is part of our new segment, which is called Notice Me Senpai.
Yes.
You bet.
So, Fred, now that you're on the show, you can actually notice Joseph.
Joseph, we notice you, and we're so honored that you're watching us from Nigeria. To us, that is the most awesome thing we could imagine. Well, at least I don't know about you guys, because you grew up in a world of YouTube.
Yes.
I grew up in a world of television where you were lucky to get noticed past your town.
Right.
Right. So this idea that we're everywhere and we can have a fan like Joseph, to me, is staggering.
Yes.
Mind blowing, actually.
Super cool.
Thanks, Joseph.
Yes.
Thanks, Joseph. I think that is all the questions we have, but I know that we do have some voicemails to listen to.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's Joy here, Ben. I just want to say that I want to see 1,000 facts of Baby Warrior.
No, 107 facts.
Yeah. I love you.
We love you too.
That was great.
Okay, so what facts were those?
I think she might have said Bravest Warriors,
Yes.
but she doesn't want 107 facts, she wants 1,000 facts.
Oh.
I don't blame her. There are 1,000 facts, and we're going to have them.
1,007 facts.
I will tell everybody, I've been pushing people to do 1,070 facts for a really long time. Just for whatever it's
Just a
worth.
deep breath. Take a deep breath. Whoever's recording that
It'll
video.
only go
Voice,
for 5 hours,
Only.
It's be right back, guys. Gotta record 1,070 facts.
But we're going to put out 107 facts on Bravest, right?
We have it actually. We don't have 1,000 facts on Bravest
Yes.
though. But
Well, you have them.
Eventually.
But
You're just not, you're going to put out 10 different versions of 107.
yeah.
correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Awesome.
With the new seasons, we have plenty of more stuff to talk about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I called out because you tweeted Ask Fred, Seibert, I think it is. And I was wanting to ask him, why did he make ChannelFrederator and Frederator Network? Bye.
Hey, bye-bye. That's a great question.
That is a great question.
I'll tell you, it's really simple. We just love to be fans of cartoon makers. And when we started realizing how many cartoon makers there were around the world, and nobody was paying attention to them except at little film festivals around the world, we said, okay, we can be the first people in the world to really expose all of these great filmmakers to everybody everywhere, including Joseph in Nigeria.
Yeah.
To us, that's awesome. And that was it. That was why we started Frederator to begin with before we had ChannelFrederator, and it's why we started ChannelFrederator.
Yeah, I mean, it started off not even on YouTube.
Exactly,
Yeah.
It started on iTunes, believe it or not. Anyway, great question, thanks.
That was a great question.
Yeah.
Hello, I just wanted to say how much I really loved being Puppy Cat, the last couple of episodes. Just wanted to ask about the unresolved plot points. Are there any plans to make more episodes, secure funding for more episodes, rather? It gave me the same feeling of, oh, this has so much potential, as the pilot originally did, and really, high quality and really awesome, and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for everything.
Thanks, that was great.
Yes.
Well, look, we feel the same way about being Puppy Cat
Absolutely.
as everybody who writes in, calls in, bumps into us on the street, whatever it might be. There are plans for more episodes. I think that's sort of like, let's get that out up front.
Right.
It is challenging figuring out a way to pay for them. In part, remember that being Puppy Cat is different than any other cartoon on Earth.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of got a little bit of a kid thing, but it's really for people who are older.
Yes.
There aren't a lot of places in the world that are interested in older unless it's joke, joke, joke,
Yeah.
slapstick, slapstick, slapstick. There aren't a lot of really great slots for being Puppy Cat around the world, and interestingly, that's how we end up paying for things. So just for whatever it's worth, we're on our way. We're actually writing episodes, and we figure that we're going to get it done soon, and you'll be seeing new ones as soon as we can get them out the door.
Yeah, so keep your fingers crossed for us, that
Absolutely.
it's sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
Right.
And follow us on social media to find out when
Yeah.
everything will be made. And
Follow them. No, you can follow me on social media. That's okay.
You should follow Fred.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
You're verified.
I am am I really?
On Twitter.
I am?
Yes!
I'm verified?
Yeah, you have a blue check
Are
mark.
you serious?
Holy mackerel. I
Fred,
guess I never noticed.
are you kidding me?
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Look, and you follow me.
I wonder I wonder if that means that there was fake Fred.
No.
That they had to verify me.
I don't know, but
Maybe
you got the blue
it's
check.
usually based on followers and what your profile looks like and
Wow.
what you kind of post. And
Look at you go.
Well, I was kind of hoping, so I have another friend named Fred. We're all old, by the way. There's nobody under 50 named Fred in the world anymore.
Really?
Ever.
now we're
Yeah.
gonna get
Yeah,
comments.
there are Fredericks in the world,
I see.
right? And they're usually not from the United States, but it's one of those names that has just fallen off.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's really wacky. It's I think of Florence is another name like that. You very rarely meet a Florence. They're out there in
Right.
the world, but it's it's kind of rare. Anyway,
Yeah.
not to digress. And I have another friend named Fred who worked at Twitter for
I
years.
see.
And I figured maybe he got hold of me and verified me. I'm gonna have to find out.
You might have done it.
I'm shocked and pleased and honored to be actually real.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Fred, Verified Fred, for joining us.
That's it?
Yeah, that's the show.
Man, you guys made this really simple. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
I was
you're
really
welcome.
scared, everybody.
Oh, don't be
I
I
scared.
know that everybody else has been a guest, has been fantastic. These two are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And the old guy, that's tough. Right? There's a reason I usually hide out from the camera.
Well, we'll have to have you on camera a little bit more often, maybe. We'll see what we can do about that.
Whatever you guys need, I'll be there.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna
Put
hold
this on
you.
the record.
Please do.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Fred, for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Please leave a comment on all of our videos for the chance to be featured right here on Notification Squad. Please give us a phone call and leave your name. We did not get names this time
Yeah.
around. Make sure you leave your name so we know who you are, who you're calling. Who's calling us? 917-408-FRED, Fred.
So for the question for this week for the voicemails, we want to know why you love Frederator, because Frederator loves you, but how do you reciprocate that back to us? It's important.
It's important.
We need all of the affirmation that we can get.
Please, please.
All the love. And become part of the notification squad by hitting that bell
Exactly.
to be notified when we post videos.
Yep, to be the first to know. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much, and until next time, remember, Frederator loves you. Fred.
Oh, right, I forgot.
okay.
I mean, I didn't forget that we love everybody, right?
Forgot the tagline. That's the
It's okay. I kind of like that.
Yeah.